launchpad for purpose. Our motto in Crypto Data System, promise to every girl who walks through our gates, you will not shrink from your purpose. You will find it, embrace it, and use it to change the world.
Our academic journey is built on a foundation of rigor and innovation. We offer a diverse and dynamic curriculum, from the core sciences and humanities to specialized subjects like information technology and visual arts. But knowledge is about more than facts. It's about critical thinking, creative problem solving, and intellectual curiosity. So that's the fact that actually protects the key. Our dedicated educators don't just deliver lessons, they mentor, challenge, and inspire. Because we believe every mind deserves the chance to shine. Here, academic excellence is not the destination, but the beginning to a lifelong love for learning. To navigate these formative years, every young woman needs a strong foundation of support. Our dedicated student support department is here for every learner and her family. Our team of professionals, including a counseling psychologist, an educational psychologist, and a social worker, provides a safe and confidential space for girls to navigate academic pressures, social dynamics, and personal well-being. We understand that the journey is one of partnership, which is why we work closely with parents and guardians, building a supportive bridge between home and school to ensure that every girl feels heard, understood, and empowered to overcome every challenge. From this foundation of academic excellence and personal growth, leaders emerge. A learner-led approach empowers girls to take ownership, to be accountable, and to make a real difference in their school community. We are not just preparing learners for the exams, we are shaping women of character and impact, ready to serve society and experience profound personal fulfillment. They are joining a legacy of strong, purposeful women who have walked these halls since 1964. And enriching education extends far beyond the traditional confines of the classroom. True education is a symphony of experiences, a holistic journey where intellectual growth is nurtured alongside personal development, creativity, and physical well-being. This vital, expansive learning happens dynamically in the vibrant spaces where students discover the power of performance, collaboration, and artistic expression, and on the energetic sports fields where invaluable lessons in teamwork, discipline, resilience, leadership, and healthy competition are learned that will prepare you to meet every challenge life presents. Our extensive co-curricular program ensures that no matter what your interest or passion, you will find your stage.
But what you feel most at Westfield Girls High School, it is not just energy, it is the warmth. It is the knowledge that you are seen, cherished, and believed in. Our 8 houses are more than teams, they are families within our family, fostering the lifelong friendships and the spirit of healthy competition. Here, you don't just receive an education, but you find your voice, your confidence, and your wealth. You find your people and your community.
So, we ask you again, what is a young woman capable of? At Westfield Girls High School, she's capable of anything. Your journey, and your community are waiting for you. I'm not sure, good morning first of all, and how lovely it is to see every single one of you at our school today. For those of you who don't know, although it's on your program, my name is Russell Untied, and I have the great privilege of being the principal of this amazing school. And I am in my 8th year as principal, with 3 years to go until I retire. At the very beginning of my principalship, when I addressed the girls on the 3rd of June 2019, I said to them that I would dedicate, a bit like the Queen, not my whole life, just the rest of my working life, to making sure that this school continued its legacy of excellence. And that remains my mandate and my sole purpose as the principal of this school. I find it strange to see a male standing here. I'm sure you'd agree. I bet you never thought that would happen. And of course there was I remember going to the D&D Gala, which comprised of the top girls' schools in the Durban area, and getting these dreadfully wary looks from my fellow principals, all of whom were women, when I was first made principal. But luckily they've become very good friends of mine since then, and hopefully their suspicion has been allayed. What happened was that I was here from 1995 to 2005, and it was the first of many for me. I was the first male to be appointed a departmental head in the country at an all-girls public school. And then in 1998, August 1998, I was promoted to deputy. I was the first deputy to be appointed in the country at an all-girls public school. And then I became the first male to be appointed headmaster at Westville Girls High School, or principal rather. I'm proud of that. I left here at the end of 2005 and moved into private education and spent 12 very happy years as head of drama at St. John's College in Johannesburg. Then my mum passed away in 2017, and my son was then going into grade 11. And he was at Westville Boys, and he was meant to come across to St. John's to join me and to do his A-levels. And he spoke to me and said he'd changed his mind. And so I thought, okay, I need to come back to support him. And at that stage I had no idea where I would be going. And Catherine Moore, who was my direct predecessor, contacted me and said, "What are you going to do?" I said, "I have absolutely no idea." She said, "Come back to the fold." And so I did. And at that stage, it was definitely not my intention to become principal. But that's how life works out. So, I'm not going to say too much because the girls are going to speak to you, going to walk around the school and see the changes. But before I do say a few words, I'd just like to welcome Heather Chick. Heather started in 1964 as a teacher at this school. Absolutely amazing. And we had a brief chat before I came up to speak, and those were different days, weren't they? I've still got all the logbooks. I'm not sure if you know what a logbook is, but the principal has to maintain a logbook where she or he enters everything of significance that happens in the school. And if one looks at the entries from the outset, the first principal of the school writes of how proud she was to take up her principalship. And if you recall, in 1964, the matrics were still at the boys' school. Do you remember that? And we only sort of merged into a fully fledged grade 8, as it is called now, in your day, standard 6 to standard 10, in 1965. The boys' school based their existence from the inception of the Westmore schools, when it was a combined school. We base our sort of legacy in terms of when we started as an all-girls school in 1964, which is why we had our 60th in 2024. But it's changed hugely, and for the better. So what is so wonderful, and seeing the Griffin girls perform, listening to the girls who are going to chat to you just now, witnessing the work of the choir, seeing the changed makeup of our staff, makes us aware that we are truly a diverse school, representing the country and all that is best about the country. And that never ceases to make me happy. When I started my principalship, and you would have seen it perhaps on the wall outside, apart from the phrase dignity and diversity, I introduced the phrase a school with a soul. And the basis of that was my intention to make sure that every person who walked through these gates would feel a sense of belonging and a sense of worth. For me, what makes a school and one's journey in a school memorable is not just immersing oneself into all that the school has to offer, which goes beyond academics, but it's also about feeling safe and feeling heard. These days, young people need to be heard. In our day, actually, we just shut up, didn't we? And we did what we were told. But times have definitely changed, and that will no longer work. And we've had to adapt the way we teach, the methodologies that we use, the way we relate to our young ladies in so many ways, and that's a good thing. It's about being flexible, and it's about moving with the times. This is a vibrant, soulful space where I believe the majority of the girls are happy, and that makes me very happy. Finally, I'd just like to say thank you, not just for being here today, and I do hope that you enjoy your morning here with us, but it's also about the legacy you all left behind for others to follow. And we build on that, we grow the school. Running a school is not easy. It's very much like running a corporate, because, you know, we operate with over a 60 million rand budget now. And thankfully, our parents continue faithfully to pay their fees. And that allows us to, we'll put it this way, the staff allocates us 40 staff members, academic staff only. Apart from an outsourced cleaning company, the school, the SGB, the school governing body, employs a further 65 members of staff. So the majority